Take me down the highway. Take me down the way you came. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I am so glad you decided to join us tonight. With me, as always, is my darling, spectacular wife, Carrie.
Hello.
And also with us tonight is a full studio audience, so give yourselves a round of applause. That makes me feel cool every single time. Something about saying live studio audience, you know, it's like, you know, and I'd watch all those shows when I was a kid where occasionally like the sitcoms would have, you know, they would have a live studio audience or they'd announce that. I always just thought that was the coolest thing. I remember the first time I was out in Los Angeles and I went to a taping of a TV show, and it was so long. It was like, I think I was there. I went for a taping of the Roseanne.
I was with you.
Oh yeah, right. We went there.
Before we were married, I was
like
visiting.
Yeah, and it was like 3 hours, 4 hours, or something like that. And we're just like, ugh, couldn't wait for it to be over. That wasn't actually the Roseanne show, like the sitcom. It was her talk show. That she
had a talk show. Yeah.
A short-lived talk show. See? All these little useless nuggets of information that I pass along. Well, so happy you're all here tonight, and I feel particularly blessed when there's a room full of wonderful people. And so one of those wonderful people, our good friend Nikki, made a request here as we were getting ready to start. So I'm going to play his song first. So you won't see Nikki chatting on YouTube tonight. And for another reason, because today, or is it today, or are we just celebrating it today? Friday is his birthday. But we're going to sing happy birthday to Nikki. So are you guys with me on that? All right. I'm going to try my best to do it in a key that none of you can possibly sing in. Just kidding. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nikki. Happy birthday to you. All right. So I'm going to sing, this is a song that was written by my mom, and it's one of the very special tracks on my One Hallelujah album. I know a lot of you have that one, and this song means a lot to me. It's called Take Me Down the Highway. Take me down the highway. Take me down the way you came. Show me now the lights of the city late at night. Take me down, take me down, take me down. Well, I've been lost for a while now, just wondering which way to go. But now I know it's time to leave the past behind. Take me down, take me down, take me down. Take me down the highway. Take me down the way you came. And show me now the lights of the city late at night. Take me down, take me down, take me down. enough to pass it by. So take my hand and smile, if only for a while. Take me down, take me down, take me down. Take me down the highway. Take me down the way you came, and show me now the lights of the city late at night. Take me down, take me down, take me down. Take me down, take me down, take me down. You know, I love to talk about my mom a lot. My mom is the reason that I play music, and you know, she's always been so supportive of what I do, and just celebrated every time I picked up the guitar. She cheered me on every single time. And you know, I've told the story quite a bit, but you know, I love to talk about it when I sing that song because, you know, my mom played and sang my whole childhood, and I just loved seeing her sit at the kitchen table with that notebook and the guitar on her lap, and I would just sort of be in and out playing, and I'd see her there, and she'd be scribbling on the page and writing these lovely songs, you know, and that song was at some point my mom decided that she wanted to set the guitar down, and she had decided to sort of leave music behind. Which is sort of an odd thing. Most people don't just do that. And she sort of handed the guitar to me and said, "Now you do it now, and I'll watch." And you know, that's sort of a bittersweet thing. You know, on one hand, she wanted to pass the baton, but you know, I asked her periodically through the years, and we'd have some conversations about it. But I could see that it would be sort of painful for her. And just one time, she just told me that, you know, when she saw me pick up the guitar, she said she knew that she could sort of set down that part of her life, because I guess the music part of her life had sort of been a tumultuous one. You know, she had played and sang, and there was some, you know, it was rough on her emotionally. So she was ready to sort of move to a different phase of life and sort of appreciate music in this new form through her son. So, you know, I always thought that was lovely. My mom and I used to sing together all the time, though, when I was a kid. So I got a request for this other one. But anyway, so before I go into the other one, you know, as my mom was sort of coming to the end of her time songwriting, that song I just played, "Take Me Down the Highway," was the last song that she ever wrote, and that was about 30 years ago, and that was the song that led me down to Nashville, to Ricky Skaggs' place, to make my my most recent album. And I just think it's funny, you know, the last song that my mom wrote, when she was sort of saying, you know, okay, I'm gonna step aside for now. And I don't know, it's just I just love all of the poetry of life, you know, when the ebb and flow, you know. And but one of the things that my mom used to do all the time, when she was sitting at the table, so when she'd first pick up the guitar, she'd always play this. She'd go. And she'd just play that around. That's how she warmed up her fingers. So eventually that morphed into an intro to a song that she loved to sing all the time called "Cowboy, Buckaroo." And you guys have heard me play that one a little bit. So we got a request for that one tonight, so that's what you're going to get, because I'm obedient. I was raised on matinees on Saturday afternoons, looking up at Hoppy, Gene and Roy. Oh boy. And I grew up thinking the best a man could do was be a rootin', tootin', straight shootin' cowboy, buckaroo. Spurs a jangling, yippee-ki-yay, just wrangling through every single day. Odel-odel-lady, odel-odel-odel-lady, odel-odel-odel-lady. Ooh. A man should be a rootin', tootin', straight shootin' cowboy, buckaroo. Buckaroo is a cowboy who believes in what is good. A buckaroo wouldn't hurt you if he could, if he could. I ain't afraid to say it, 'cause I ain't afraid of you. I'm a rootin', tootin', straight shootin' cowboy, buckaroo. With spurs a jangling, yippee-ki-yay, they're just wrangling through every single day. Odel-odel-lady, odel-odel-odel-lady, odel-odel-odel-lady. A man should be a rootin', tootin', straight shootin' cowboy, buckaroo. Should we be the way we are, or be how we could be? Could illusion become reality? I've got to ask the question, 'cause the question's overdue. The answer: why can't we all ride together and be cowboy buckaroos? Spurs a jangling, yippee-ki-yay, just wrangling through every single day. Odel-odel-lady, odel-odel-odel-lady, odel-odel-odel-lady. Why can't we all ride together and be cowboy buckaroo? I do that every time. I've got to ask the question because the question's overdue. Answer. It happens to me every single time. The problem is I know too many songs. That is really. I would hang out with different producers and engineers when I was in Los Angeles, and I would always become the party trick. You know, I'd be sitting there and they'd be like, "Ask Chris, he'll know the song." You know, and because it's true, I think I figured it out one time. I think I know about 1,000 songs, and generally speaking, I know them by heart. A couple of them. So what happened was I was getting so many requests when we started doing this Wednesday night thing. And most of the songs I knew, but occasionally I would just try to do a song right on the spot. Like I said, maybe I'll know the tune. And so I would pull up the lyrics. So I sort of became dependent on those. And once I started looking at the lyrics, now I forget them all the time. So see all these special, I had a wonderful fan and friend, Matt Frazier, built this beautiful little enclosure here for me to have a monitor here. So I can see all the various things. I've got lyrics, I've got the camera angles, I've got Carrie talking to me saying, your hat looks weird, fix it, whatever. She didn't say that, but she could. How are you tonight, my darling?
I'm good.
Doing good?
Doing good.
Doing good. Oh, I torture that poor woman. I got this request here, actually a couple times, so I'm going to play it. Doesn't this guitar sound nice? This is a great Johnny Cash guitar. If you watch the show, you know that I'm very enamored with this guitar, but it is for sale. So it is from the collection of my friend Jack Donahue, and 20% of the sale of these guitars goes to our One Hallelujah organization. So this one is actually signed by C.F. Martin and John Carter Cash, his son. Made to the exact specs of Johnny himself. I wouldn't have thought it, but Johnny Cash must have had small hands because the neck is very small. And I find that, because I don't have particularly big hands, so I find that these are just little things that guitar players notice that nobody else. It's funny. I start down that road with my wife all the time. I'll say, sweetie, the neck angle on this thing, and she's just instantly like. And then I'll sort of be talking for a little while, and I'd be like, "Where did I lose you?" And she said, she'll say something like, "Right away, the neck angle." You said something about the neck angle, and I was. Sings in the street, washing crazy, start to notice nothing in this town. Not only do they scream, they take time to write it down. Concrete perfume gives rise to music loud. And what do they need to hear to? What do they need to see through you? Smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take a little, live a little, make a little out of nothing. Sing a little, play a little, cry a little, think a little, write a little, tune a little, have a little, make a little, something out of nothing. You got to make it out of nothing. A baby girl sits down just south of 8 years old. What is the last song that you played really fast? She asks. It's tugging on my sleeve. No, baby, I don't remember. Okay, could you just play some Johnny Cash? What do they need to hear to? What do they need to see through you? What do you gotta do? Smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take a little, live a little, make a little out of nothing, yeah. Sing a little, play a little, cry a little, think a little, write a little, tune a little, have a little, make a little, something out of nothing. You got to make it out of nothing. A song can break your heart. A song your heart. Yeah. Oh. So smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take a little, live a little, make a little, you'll have nothing. Sing a little, play a little, cry a little, flick a little, write a little, tune a little, have a little, make a little, something out of nothing. You got to make it out of nothing. Whoa. So smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take a little, live a little, make a little, live out of nothing. Everybody. Sing a little, play a little, cry a little, fake a little, write a little, tune a little, have a little, make a little, something out of nothing. You got to make it out of nothing. Chickens. Thank you. Everything in that song is absolutely true. So that's a totally autobiographical song, and every strange little line in that song is true. I remember, there's so many different things about it. The overarching theme of the song was, there's so many stories that converge on that song, and I'm sure since you've been watching 150 shows, you know them all. But actually, one of the sweetest stories that go along with that song, from my darling wife challenging me to write a song with a lot of words in it, and me trying to put as many words in that chorus as I could possibly fit. I literally sat there going, and I'm like, all right, well, how do I? So I would just kept inserting words. I'm like, smile, laugh, love, give, take, beep, 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 and I just kept inserting it and seeing, can I sing it that fast? And but the tune originally came from an inverted version of Paul Simon's "You Can Call Me Al" that I had put together. So I sort of reversed that song, and that was sort of, where I got that. I just did it backwards and went. And then I add some. And then, interestingly, this is sort of a little songwriter garbage that I'm about to tell you about. So that's how it gets built. Like, that's how I build a song. Like, so if you would assume that the framework was, I was like, well, I thought as I was putting that together, since this was going to be the wordy song, I wanted the guitar finger picking to sound the same way as those words. So I was going, and I was trying to get as much picking in there as I could. Just to have this sort of manic thing going on. And it was strange the moment when I put all of these pieces together, because there was also that line in the song, a baby girl sits down just south of 8 years old. So this 6 or 7, 8-year-old girl came up to me when I was playing one night in Croatia. She came up and she tugged on my sleeve. And in the sweetest little Irish accent you ever heard. Now, why a 7-year-old Irish girl was in a bar, I don't know. In Croatia, but she was, which automatically is interesting fodder for a song. And she said, can you play the last song that you played? She said, what was the name of the last song that you just played? And I had done so many shows at that point, I couldn't remember. I literally just finished it. I was like, she comes right up to the stage and goes, what was that song? And I went, I said, I'm sorry, sweetie, I don't remember. And without missing a beat, she's like, that's okay, just play some Johnny Cash. And I'm like, that has to be in a song. That moment, because everything about that moment is absolutely absurd. And I'm like, I have to, because this song already has sort of an absurd feel to it. I have to, this all, And so I was going, and when I was writing the chorus of that song, too, all of that smile a little, talk a little, dream a little, walk a little, give a little, take. These were all the things, these were all the feelings and emotions I was going through when I was street performing. So that was sort of how I said, well, all of the different interchange that was happening, I sort of wanted to immortalize it in that. And the whole concept of out of nothing was the idea that I would go to play on my little spot on the Santa Monica Promenade every night with not enough money to pay for anything. And so essentially out of nothing, I would come back home through singing with enough money to pay our bills. And it was like, so that song, it's funny because songs are just songs. Sometimes it's just got a good beat and you can dance to it. But for me, like a whole snapshot of my life is just sort of, placed in the very center of that song. So every time I sing it, it's just like leafing through a scrapbook or something. It's really remarkable. So I can never detach from it and just go through the motions. I'm always emotional. Speaking of emotional, this beautiful guitar was gifted to me by some very lovely people. And I got a request to do some cool songs tonight, so I thought I could put all of this together. And having this guitar in my hands, actually, I'll tell the story a little bit. So I was trying to sell this guitar for my friend Jack. And I had been pulling the different guitars out of the cases and playing them for the show. Many of you guys have seen that. I'm running through all of these guitars. And, I don't play much electric guitar. I always thought, well, how can I play electric guitar? I don't have a band. So I always have to play acoustic. And the electric just didn't seem like it made sense for me in how I played. So I always loved them, and I loved the various sounds you could get from it. And I thought under the right conditions, I could maybe be a good electric guitar player. But never really pursued that. And one particular night, I was just playing this guitar. And boy, I had a great time that night. I just was playing it, and it was just joyful, And I got a lovely, right after the show, and I sort of at the end of the show, I said, this guitar is for sale, so if anybody wants to buy it, it's for sale. And so I got an email right away that said, we'd like to buy that guitar, and I was so thrilled. And this email said, and I'm paraphrasing here, it said, are you willing to ship it? I have some special shipping instructions for you. And I thought to myself, of course, sure. So instantly, I get that little email, and I call my friend Jack. I said, Jack, we sold one of your guitars. And we were both so excited, And it was just wonderful. And I believe it was the next day I got a much longer email. And in this email, it's one of the most beautiful sort of gifts I've ever received, both the email and this guitar. I mean, I'm sort of giving away the punchline because the guitar's in my hand, so you sort of know what happened. But the special part about it was, in this email, there were some screenshots of me playing from that night, little screenshots of me playing this guitar with a really joyful look on my face. And these lovely people expressed to me that, sorry, this is emotional for me, said that when they saw the look of joy on my face, they thought, I want that to remain. And so for that reason, and maybe others, but mainly for that reason, they gifted this guitar to me. And that's happened a couple of times with some very lovely people. But why these things are sort of so special to me are because nowadays, that's a very rare thing. that somebody would just recognize joy in another person and say, I want that person's joy to remain. If we all sort of walked that walk all the time. And so I'm blessed in a number of ways, and so thankful to my beautiful angels who gifted me with this wonderful gift. So I'm going to try to put it through its paces. Let's see if I can do it. I have one other quick story to tell. Sorry. Then I'll put it through its paces. So this actually, I was reluctant to tell this, but I feel like I want to because at first I felt like I had done something wrong. Interestingly, because when I got these guitars, when we started doing these shows, I talked to my friend Dave Stutzman. Many of you guys know. And, that was when all the businesses had been shut down. His business was shut. They shut him down for 3 months. Couldn't open. And for a small business, that is just absolutely devastating. And especially for a business that depends on somebody coming into the building and playing something in order to buy it. You don't tip it. It's hard to buy guitars sight unseen. And this one particular, so Dave said, listen, he goes, obviously we're struggling right now. You're struggling. How can we help each other? I said, well, I would love to sort of talk about you on the show. And he said, how would it be if you just came here once a week and just picked out a couple of guitars to play on the show, whatever you want? And for a guitar player, that's just like, you might as well have, given me a trip to Disneyland. And this is emotional stuff. Ordinarily, I talk about this on the Songs of Faith show, but you're going to get this one, whether you want it or not. So I'm playing these guitars, and I'm playing this one particular, on a given night, I'm playing this nylon string guitar, and it's I'm just loving playing it. I'm like, how lucky am I get to play these wonderful guitars? And so, I'd usually keep them for about a week, and then I would return them. And so I would try to put them through their paces so people would buy them. And so Dave calls me up and he says, we sold that guitar. That's how he said it. He said, we sold that guitar. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll bring it back. He said, no, he said, somebody bought it for you. And I said, what? He said, yeah, somebody bought it for you. So I go into Stutzman's maybe a few days later, and I talk to Dave, and Dave and I, we talk about stuff, and he was telling me, he goes, the business, and it's tough, and right now I don't know how we're gonna make it. He goes, but what happened? He goes, just so you know, and I don't think he'd mind sharing this with you, because it was one of those moments that truly shows how connected all of this stuff is. He said, we hadn't really been selling much, and he goes, I'm telling you, right, just selling that guitar, we were able to pay our insurance payments so that we could keep. And so, because I was feeling guilty, I'm like, because I was wanting to sort of show, how much I enjoyed playing these guitars, and then so when it happened again, I thought, oh no, I have too much power. There was that went through my head, and I was like, but then I thought, what a beautiful thing, like just the different connections that were made. So I just feel, I'm blessed. I am blessed beyond words, though I will use as many as I can to try to illustrate. But I don't know. There's, at first I thought, I was reluctant to share that because I thought, well, I don't know. For some reason, I was like, people are going to think I'm like, hey, buy me a guitar or something, it's sort of. But I don't know. It's all about the story. It's all about the connection, and it means so much to me. And so I feel like it's my duty to put these guitars through their paces and stuff. So now I'll stop talking and play you something. Get a shiver in the dark, reading in the park in the meantime. South of the river, stop the road. Band is blowing Dixie, double folk time. You feel alright when you hear the music sing. But you step inside, you don't see too many faces. Running out of the river, hear the jazz go down. Competition, other places, but the horns blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down south of London town. Check out Guitar George, he knows all the chords. He's strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing. The saying old guitar is all he can afford. It's under lights to play his thing. And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play a honky-tonk like anything, saving it up for Friday night with the Sultans, with the Sultans of swing. Swing. In a crowd of young boys fooling around in the corner, drunk and dressed in their best brown baggies and the platform's soles. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. They It ain't what they call rock and roll. And the Sultans, and the Sultans have played Creole. Then a man steps right up to the microphone. He says in last as the time bell rings, good night, now it's time to go home. He makes it fast, just one more thing. We are the Sultans, we are the Sultans of swing. Thank you. Oh, I never get to do that. It made me sweat. Maybe a blues number here. I don't know. Feeling it. Well, I've been made blue, and I've been lied to. But when will I say, when will I be loved? Well, I've been turned down, Lord, I've been pushed around. But when will I say, when will I be loved? When I meet a new girl that I want for mine, she always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time, and I've been cheated. Lord, I've been mistreated. But when will I say, when will I be loved? When I meet a new girl that I want for mine, mine, oh mine, she always, she breaks my heart in two. It happens every time, and I've been cheated. Lord, I've been mistreated. But when will I say, when will I be loved? Oh, darling, when will I be loved? Oh, Lord, say, when will I be loved? Thank you. Thanks so much. You guys having an okay time tonight? All right. Good, good, good. All right, so what else can I play for you guys? Give me another request. Oh, I haven't sung that one in forever. I can do Hallelujah for you. Heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major left, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne, she cut your hair. From your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe I've been here before. I know this room, I've walked this floor. Used to live alone before I knew ya. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Whoa, whoa. Know that there's a God above, but all I ever learned from love is how to shoot at someone who outdrew ya. It's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not someone who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken. Hallelujah, 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 Thank you. What a great song. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I could get that one in there. Yeah, let's get that one in there. So, Nikki, you all right if I play Redeemed? Is that a good? Was you okay with that one? I wanted to get your other request in there, but I want to make sure that you're happy. I see your mother, her feet don't touch the ground. And I hear her father, he makes a joyful sound. And I stand in the water, and you stand here with me. Lord, prophet, and he calls out words to me. Make me a teacher, Lord, set your people free. And I stand in the water, and you stand in with me. Lord, pull me under to set my soul free. Redeemed, yeah, I'm redeemed. Redeemed, Lord, I am redeemed. Now I read your story, and I read your words divine. Lord, take my story, that you may rewrite mine. Now I stand in the water, and you stand in with me. Lord, pull me under to set my soul redeemed. 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 Lord, I am redeemed. I kneel at the altar with my hands down on the floor. And you lift my head up, this hurt ain't yours no more. And I stand in the water, you stand in with me. Lord, pull me under to set my soul free. Redeemed. Redeemed. Yeah. No, 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 no. I'm redeemed. Lord, I am. Lord, I am. Lord, I am. Redeemed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you guys had a nice time tonight. So I just feel so blessed every time I get to sing and sing for such lovely people. And Nikki. For those of you out there watching tonight, if you'd like to support what we do, we'd be so grateful for that. You can go to www.chriswilson.us. Actually, there's a couple of different ways, and I think any donation that you would make to either source, whether it was our onehallelujah.org or if it was our GoFundMe campaign for our building project here, or if it was just a donation to chriswilson.us, it all goes to keeping various aspects of what we're doing here alive and moving and keeping us all connected. And we're grateful beyond words. So on behalf of Carrie and my lovely little girls, we will bid you good night, and we'll see you again next time on Sunday night for Songs of Faith. Good night.